Hey there, it's Pete with GCI Turf. Hope you're having a great day and got another ball field to do. This is a practice field for it's a really good not high school, but a really good travel softball team, and they kind of use this as a practice facility. They took it over and it's had nothing done to it in years, so we're gonna come in here and try to get it right for them. As you saw when we pulled in, they have some new rock dust they're gonna put over, but I'll do that later. I'm gonna get the basic grade of it right first. Let's look at it. You can't tell now. Maybe you can see the discoloration right here and then right over there. That's where they had huge standing puddles of water. Look right here, you can see this footprint it left right there. So all this was underwater. The middle of the infield and right here at second base is kind of a big hole. So we're going to cut material from over there and we're just going to bring it over. Then we're going to work it over this way and kind of build all this up. I'm going to try to give them somewhat of a defined lip right here, or a defined edge for the infield. All that's got to come up. So you can just see it's been neglected, just simply because it's an old school and they don't even use the school no more. So this probably was the school field at one time, but this team took it over. So let's get with it. You know the drill. All right, now you can see I've kind of went over the whole field, and what I did is I dropped the power rake down maybe a couple inches and just kind of dug everything up and loosened it up. That may have filled in some stuff here and there. I'm not worried about fine grade now, but look at this. See what I got left? All this crap, I think it's broom straw or something, but I've got to separate that from my playing surface, and I'm going to take it and throw it in those woods right there. Now most of you probably familiar with Job. I'm sure you know who Job is. Job was a pretty righteous dude from the scripture, and God had blessed him tremendously because he honored God with what he did, with his life and what he did. And old Satan come at God and said, hey, I want to sift him like wheat. Meaning he wanted to go at him and see if he couldn't get Job to cuss God or dishonor God in something. And so God said, sure, go right ahead, big boy. And he gave him some rules, things he could do and couldn't do. So that's kind of I don't know if that analogy works or not, but that's kind of what we're going to do right here. We're going to sift this out, and we'll call that the evil, because we want the ball field pure. So we're going to get rid of the evil. Now here's a cool way I think I'm going to try this. I do this on rock driveways. When I get in driveways with really, you see one of them videos I've done in the past, that driveway had those great big old rocks in it. And once I fine grade it, or once I rough grade it, I take the power rake and barely get the teeth off the ground. See there? They're just barely off of it. And I angle it, and that way it kind of windrows the material and throws all the material to one side, meaning, and what I'm calling material is this. And by raising that power rake up just a little bit, it'll leave the good stuff on the ground and get rid of this. So that, and I'll windrow it all up to one edge and push it up in the woods. Let's see how this works. Now see right here, see how that's leaving that pretty clean? And then you get over here to where that windrow is, and see there's all my crap right there. And if I start on the field over there and do the whole field and cut it all this away, I just kind of cut it all over at one time as I'm going. So we'll see how this works. Alright, so you can see we sifted that wheat pretty good. That worked out pretty nice. It kind of windrowed things up. I kind of drug it over here in this corner, and it done a pretty good job using, you know, that way of doing it, and it separated pretty much all of the crop. You can see I've got a little windrow of it along the outside edge, and I'll work all that here, but I can't push it over in the woods with the power rake, so I'm gonna use the landscape rake and push this up. And then once I do that, I'm gonna probably keep the landscape rake on it and go over it. And I still got a little low spot right here and a little low spot right there, and I'll use that rake to kind of level that up. And today's Wednesday, and tomorrow the gentleman is coming, and it's about 4 or 5, 6 dump truck loads of whatever I don't know what you call it, rock dust or whatever they're going to put on this field. Again, it's just a practice field, so they didn't go all out with calcitic clay or anything like that. So that's just the cheapest thing I could get. And he's going to come out here with a bobcat today or tomorrow, Thursday, and put it out over the whole field. And then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna do the fine grade. Alright, so there you go. It's 11:45 and I got here around 9 o'clock, so that was about a little over 2.5 hours, and I'm pretty impressed. This turned out pretty good right here. They should be tickled with it. And again, they're gonna come tomorrow and the boy's gonna truck it down here with a bobcat and kind of loose spread it over here, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna kind of fine tune it and get these kids a good practice field so they can hone their skills and become superstar softball players. All right, so there you go. Like, subscribe, and make sure to tell all your buddies. And I really like being on this thing. I gotta go back to the office and do that stupid part of the job. And I don't know about you, but man, I hate the freaking office work. I'd much rather be out here on the machine and actually doing something. Of course, the office part means a whole lot in a business. I mean, it's I mean, you could almost say it's everything. If you don't get that part right, no matter how good you are on the ground, nothing works right. So I gotta go, and I'll come back and show you another video when we do the fine grade on this. So check you later.